It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Man, it is great to be with you again, everybody. The NBA season has now hit full stride.
Bye, Ernie.
Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith on 2K Sports.
Bye, Ernie. We got the Bulls and Timberwolves.
It's a Monday afternoon
Some more
broadcast of
Bulls.
the NBA. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by the talented analyst tandem of Greg Anthony and Chris Webber. David Aldridge is on our sideline. The Chicago Bulls here to defend the home court, playing host to the Western Conference. This their first chance to take a look at the Timberwolves this season. They lost both of the matchups in this interconference battle a season ago. They like to change that now.
And they had some trouble with this group a year ago. And it's a bit of a head scratcher as to why, given the way both teams ended the year.
And checking out Minnesota's opening lineup. Rajon Rondo is out there with Green. And it's
Oh.
Durant. Then there's Markkanen. And it's Mirotic in at the 4. And Chris, it must be fun for you watching two teams who look for a lot of their offense in the low block.
I mean, there's a real art to being on that low block. If you think about it, you can facilitate just like a point guard. All you have to do is just be dominant down there. When you do that, you'll cause a double team. Your height, your position, where you are on the floor, you can see over other players, and you can find that open man. It's like playing the point guard, just from a different position.
So it's physical, but there is a lot of nuance to it as well, correct?
Oh, yeah, it's definitely physical. Much more physical than being out top of that front of the key. But if you can handle it correctly, that means you have more space, you can be more efficient, use less dribbles, and also now with the way that players play and their skill set, they space the floor so much, so it's harder for a player to get to you and help. And if a player does commit to you with that help, that means you can find an open man and make the defense pay.
Here's Rondo following the basket by LaMarcus Aldridge. They set the pick. Outside Durant. The dish now to Green. Lock at 6. Durant, the pass to Markkanen. Here's Rondo. Some solid defense there from Lynn.
Something affected him on that shot, but it wasn't the defense.
Pass to Green. Aldridge down low. Over Markkanen. Goes back up. And Covington with a nice bucket inside.
His hard work on the backboard really just has given them more opportunities to score.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with Coach Fred Hoiberg.
Well, guys, he said he's expecting his defense on the interior to be important. He said we can protect the rim with our shot blocking. We want to keep them outside of the paint, but if they get inside, our ability to deny can come in handy tonight. Devin, we'll see if he's right. Back to you.
David, thank you. Do you think that's the right approach, guys?
I don't think it's ever wrong to focus on defense first. It sets a tone that can last for an entire game.
Oh, and it could lead to some easy points too, Greg. I bet you that they turn a lot of turnovers into transition buckets today.
Minnesota in the lead. Dishes it to Durant. Kicks to Markkanen. The pass to Green. There's the feed to Durant. Mirotic, a screen on Covington. And out of bounds is Chicago gains possession.
A chance to check out stats for Fournier. Some last season stats for him. Averaged 17 points a game, 3 assists, and 3 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
Aldridge a screen. Here's Lynn. And he got the whistle, so he'll have a three-point play opportunity.
You have to respect the concentration level of Lynn there. Just doesn't get rattled on his shot when the D whacks it.
Bulls shooting their first free throw of the contest.
And the Timberwolves, a team that is evolving how you imagine they would with Tibbs running things here. Deliberate approach on both ends of the floor and really looking to dominate the rebounding margins.
Now here's Rondo. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. He gets that one.
And although not the biggest guy, you got to love how Rondo uses his body inside. Has a great touch as well around the rim.
Green, the screen, pass to Aldridge. Off Klein with the baseline jumper.
And that's the shot you want to create. They just can't get it to fall.
Well, that just shows you can do everything right sometimes, but still get the wrong result.
It's a So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. Guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far? Durant with it. He picked up 21 points in their last win against Golden State. Green is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Evan Fournier. Then it's Robert Covington. And it's Lin in at the point guard position. That's the Bulls 5 as we get into the second quarter.
And Markkanen continuing to improve inside. I mean, utilizing his height. D has a tough time matching up with somebody with his skill set.
Covington against Durant. Over in the corner, Green. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lin from long range. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Well, when the Bulls hired Fred Hoiberg, they wanted him to revamp the offense. Hasn't exactly gone to plan as the Bulls have struggled on the offense under Hoiberg. However, the team has stayed competitive.
Durant, no good.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Mirotic dishes to Rondo, cans the 12-footer.
Man, this thing is just going back and forth tonight.
Each team is stepping up, rising to the challenge. Yet another lead change.
Stolen by Markkanen. Covington against Durant, and the layup's good off the glass. Durant's got the lead up to 3 now for the Timberwolves. Chicago's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. And with Hoiberg, he came in wanting to play a more perimeter shooting and up-tempo type of basketball. But the personnel, Chris, just hasn't been a good match.
And part of it is the front office getting players who can't really hurt you from deep. But Hoiberg's responsibility is to make the most of the talent on the roster. It hasn't been an easy path for him with his team's talent.
Mirotic the screen. Rondo against Land. 6 to shoot. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Green with a screen for Fournier. Green with a screen on Green. And Fournier kicks to Green. A 3-pointer off the mark. Timberwolves leading by 3. There's the pick. Rondo kicks to Mirotic. Markkanen sets the pick for Mirotic. Over Green. And off the front iron, and in it goes. And now a 5-point Timberwolves lead.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Then the pass to Aldridge. Here's Covington. Green with a screen for Covington. And a wide open look for Lin. Good on the triple. Lin's got 9.
Just wonderful form on the J from Lin, dropping it in the face of the D.
Markkanen sets the pick for Durant. Markkanen sets the pick for Durant. On the line, it's all in by the Bulls. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
And their defense practically non-existent in that one. Just gave up far too many easy shots.
Well, their opponents ran some pretty good sets, too. I mean, let's be honest, creating some nice open looks.
And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater. Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, y'all. Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime. It was a closely contested first quarter for Chicago. Nothing seemed to give way on either side of the scoring column as they wrapped up the period all knotted up. The second quarter was dead even in terms of their scoring output. And now, folks,
and welcome back as we take you for a cruise up the Chicago River. Beautiful, beautiful Chicago, Illinois. And it's been a The Timberwolves shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight.
Well, the Bulls last year were just dreadful from deep. I mean, they were one of the worst three-point percentages in the league. They just didn't have enough consistent shooters to spread the floor.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, we've got Green. Durant is out there with Mirotic, and it's Rajon Rondo, and it's Markkanen in at the 5, roaming the paint. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, guys, analytics has taken over the NBA, but Minnesota coach and president of basketball operations Tom Thibodeau says it doesn't tell you everything. He said analytics can measure a lot of things, but it's very difficult to measure drive. Magic is in the work. Kevin?
And Tom Thibodeau makes a good point, D.A. Analytics is certainly helpful, but it doesn't capture everything. Covington's shot is off. And Chris, for the Bulls last season, they knew shooting from distance would be an issue for them. At least it was something they tried to avoid.
Well, you can't have success without having a deep threat or two. Bulls learned that the hard way last season. With a completely revamped roster, they hope for better results from outside.
Durant with another miss. Stolen by Durant. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Covington's shot is off.
0 for 3 now since halftime. Taking them a little while to find their rhythm.
Covington with the steal. Back to Lin. For the lead. The Bulls get it back in a new 24. Now here's Fournier. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Green. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
And Draymond Green just does so many things well on the basketball floor. But to me, above all else, he really is an elite defender who allows this team to be creative with their lineups. You can just put him on any player at any position and feel comfortable with his impact.
Both free throws good from Green. And with Green, it just seems that as long as he's going to be in the league, he'll be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond Greg has been that dominant on that end of the floor.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And one thing's for certain, you don't want to go at him when you need a bucket. Use it as a challenge, almost an insult if a guy wants to attack him. And he just has a knack for making winning plays on the defensive side of the floor.
And it's Aldridge on the follow. Aldridge has got the lead up to 2 now for Chicago.
Exceptional instincts on the offensive boards. Didn't try to slam it home. Tipping it in was all he needed.
Here's Durant. Durant with another miss.
Now, he doesn't look like himself right now. Nothing is going his way.
Here's Covington, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Now it's a 4-point Bulls lead for Minnesota. They've gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. Green, the screen. Rondo dishes to Mirotic. It's Durant on the wing. Outside for Rondo. Cans the shot with nobody near him. Rondo's got 6.
And you got to like the vision for Markkanen. I mean, a big man who knows how to find the open man.
Covington against Durant. Aldridge a screen. The drive by Green. Just 5 to shoot. And Aldridge the basket on the assist by Green. And that That's 12 points for Aldridge.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Durant against Covington. Durant kicks to Markkanen, makes it off the glass.
And how about the D was excellent there. But Markkanen just so skilled, and with that size, still able to finish. Wow, this guy's got a chance to be special.
Green kicks to Fournier. Down low. In deep. And that's not going to go. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Bulls lead by 2. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the 4th quarter. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from Tom Thibodeau.
Keep digging, man. Keep fighting. Keep fighting.
All right, the 4th quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. We've got Green, Fournier out there with Jeremy Lin. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge, and it's Covington in at the small forward position. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And the basket is good.
And now this game is becoming a showcase for Aldridge. He's been out of control. A one-man team. Now it's just a matter of getting him the ball and getting out of his way.
Inside. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Outside, Lin. Aldridge a screen. To the inside. Shoots over Markkanen. 6 on the shot clock. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Green. A rebound by the Timberwolves.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
A second chance effort. Green with the rebound. Green's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Fournier against Green. And Fournier kicks to Aldridge. Aldridge a screen. Aldridge with a screen on Rondo. Here's Lin. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Outside Durant. 3-pointer. And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Chicago leading by 6. Outside, Lin. Here's Aldridge. A beautiful reverse layup. Aldridge has got 4 points this quarter.
And the combination of his quickness and soft touch around the rim really allows him to pull off shots like that. A lot of players don't have the reverse in their arsenal.
Rondo kicks to Green. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Bulls have gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. He gives them a double-digit lead. And now a 10-point Chicago lead.
And that monster lead continues to grow. They are just piling it on now.
Give the coach a little credit. There's been some great play calling. Each guy doing his part. This is what you're hoping to achieve.
And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, LaMarcus Aldridge.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
And this is exactly what a star player is supposed to do. Coming off a loss, he made sure they weren't going to make it 2 in a row. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, well, let's summarize what Tom Thibodeau went over with his guys during the break. He wants to change it up defensively and get more people packed into the paint. He said they're beating us up down low. We have to put a stop to it. Let's see if they respond, Kevin.
Lin kicks to Aldridge. The basket good off the assist from Lin. 18 points for Aldridge.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Bulls.
In the end, they had a better shooting percentage, and that's what made the difference. Sometimes, you know, things go your way. The other team wasn't catching many lucky breaks themselves.
Yeah, and Kevin, not all about luck. I thought their overall shot selection was better.
And during the long NBA season, each contest important. Here tonight. Tonight's win will give them 4 on the season. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for LaMarcus Aldridge.
Just the scoring alone. I mean, it's a fantastic game for him. He was just going over, around, through the defense, I mean, all day long.
And there's the bucket from Markkanen.
And that solid play in the paint continues here, guys.
Rondo against Lynn. Aldridge a screen. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Lynn. And Fournier kicks to Lynn. Aldridge sets up the pick now for Lynn. A three-pointer, no good. Guys, a comeback probably not in the cards at this point.
Yeah, I think you can put a fork in it.
No good from Durant. Now Lynn.
Drive home safe, Chicago. BB.
And so it's Chicago winning this one. A confident win and one where they... David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For great...
Aldridge with 54 and 12 off a 9 of 13 shooting. Jeremy Lin with 33, 6 and 6 on a 4 for 7. Covington with 18, 9, 3 and 3, 3 for 7. Draymond Green with 2 free throws and 15 boards. Evan Fournier, Kevin Love stat line, 6 assists or 6 boards, 3 assists. Durant with 39, 12, off a 6 of 17. Yikes. Rondo and Markkanen both with 18 and 6 boards each. Markkanen had 12 assists, went perfect from the field. Danny Green and Mirotic both 6 points. Mirotic had 12 boards, and yeah. Bulls pretty much just pounded the inside, and I got a free win out of it.